Welcome to Legal Tech Live. This is the podcast covering the people, products, and platforms transforming the legal industry. I'm your host, Nick Rishwain, founder of LegalTechLIVE.
And I'm Hana Zumout, our in-house marketing expert. Every week, we'll bring you unfiltered conversations with the founders, builders, and innovators in the legal technology sector.
This is the show for those interested in growing their businesses and improving the legal world.
And the founders and operators looking to learn from others.
So if that sounds like you, join us and stay tuned for the following episode. Welcome to another episode of Legal Tech Live. I'm your host, Nick Rishwain. Hana Zumout is back with me. We are working out her new job and finding the time to get her back into the podcast game. And with us tonight is Tom Martin. Tom is a good friend. He's the CEO of LawDroid. He is also one of the co-founders of the American Legal Technology Awards, which is coming up this fall. And so we brought Tom on to really talk about the American Legal Technology Awards and give us some background on the creation of the awards and what the awards celebrate, why this award show was necessary in legal technology. With that, Tom, tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, because it's been a little while since you and I got together, but LawDroid seems to be growing, and the American Legal Technology Awards are 7th year. Is this the 7th award show?
It is. It's the 7th year. And thank you so much, Nick, for having me on. Anna, it's great to see you. It's a wonderful time because we're leading up to the awards, and it's always right now we're getting in. We just closed out the nominations. So we got 235 nominations in 10 different categories. Yeah. And it's amazing to be able to see all those different contenders and what they're doing and how they're innovating. Everyone has their own specialty, and it feels kind of like I get the inside scoop before it gets out there.
It's got to be nice seeing what people are writing about other people and the kind thoughts that they are sharing about other people. Is that kind of fun, having that kind of seeing that in the background?
Yeah, definitely. People nominate other people, but we also encourage people to self-nominate. So we get self-nominations as well. But the one thing that's always been the case with our nominations is that the nominations come in. We don't nominate people or pick out people that we've decided. We let the world vote about what they want to see and who's working on what. So that way, every year it's been like a fresh class of new innovators out there.
And it really, I've been judging now this will be my 7th year judging, usually in the startup category. And it's always great seeing new submissions and what people are working on and looking for little differentiations in the startup community. And so it's always been a real joy to participate. Let's do a little bit of the origin story, because you didn't found this. In fact, I remember getting a phone call in 2019 or 2020 asking about guidance on, hey, do you think we should do this? And I was really excited for it, but you didn't found it on your own. Give us a little bit of the backstory of it, or the origin story.
Yeah. And by the way, Nick, so grateful to you for volunteering over the years. You are like one of the great ones that you have this magnetism about you that draws people in and gets them excited about it. So
that's nice of you to say.
I really appreciate that. The origin story, unlike a lot of the things I do, like with LawDroid and with my law firm, it's been me as a solo doing my thing and getting out there and trying to make it happen. But with the awards, it was definitely like a group friend collaboration. And it started out actually with some work that Patrick Pallas and Patrick I know you know him, but for those out there watching, Patrick is actually the president currently of the National Conference of Bar Presidents and owner of Pallas Law, which is a firm in Tacoma, Washington. And we got nominated for some work we did together for the British Legal Technology Awards, of all things. And so we flew out to London.
It's nice to be recognized.
Yeah, why not? And Brits, they know how to throw a party, man. It was like black tie. It felt like you were walking onto like a scene in 007. It was just beautiful, glamorous. And Patrick and I looked at each other and we thought, why don't we have this in the US? We really should. And so when we came back, I had a talk with my other friend, Kat Moon, professor at Vanderbilt. And the three of us put our heads together and thought, hey, we should really do this. Nobody's doing this. And what we wanted to do differently is that it wasn't about, the corporate part so much. And it was definitely not going to be pay to play. It was more about what true innovators are doing out there to do good in the world and to recognize them, because all too often nobody hears about what they're up to. And we wanted to make sure that we put a nice big spotlight on their great work.
What would you say is the mission of the American Legal Technology Awards?
The mission is, by putting that spotlight on innovators that are doing good in the world, to hopefully cause like a virtuous cycle where they feel encouraged to do more. Other people see that these wonderful achievements are being made and being brought to the world by great innovators, and that they too would be drawn in to want to do good. So like, that's the idea, is that we would just help to spin this wheel of doing good in the world. And by seeing other people's examples, that we would
I think
encourage it.
that the phrase that I recall from judging is the virtuous cycle of improvement in creating a more just society. You've always had a little bit of that access to justice slant to the awards, would you say?
Yeah, it definitely has been, I guess, from one point of view, like an access to justice perspective. But I think it's something that has been a common thread throughout. So like, amongst the 10 categories, we have some more typical ones, you might law firm and enterprise and that kind of thing. Aside from access to justice and courts and lifetime achievement and artificial intelligence and a whole bunch of others. But the common thread has been that the people that have worked, even in those disparate categories, have been doing the work that they do to really try to pay it forward. And so I think those really stand out, because it's not just a profit motive. It's not just about being efficient for efficiency's sake, but it's all towards a larger why, like a larger purpose. Yeah, I think that still remains a differentiator between us and other award ceremonies.
And I think I remember I accepted at, I don't know, if 3 or 4 years ago, I accepted on behalf of, I think, a Texas Public Defender's Office, right? So that was one of those, like, it's not just, they were not just making money or improving efficiency or workflow. They were actually doing the hard people work on the ground.
And you as well also got honored as an individual.
I did. I wasn't going to bring it up because I only bring it up every time that I talk to other people in the space. So I wasn't going to bring it up this time. And I carry it around with me constantly to show people. This year's event, tell us about this year's event. Where's it at? When? What time? What can attendees expect? That kind of thing.
Yeah, very excited to have it again at Suffolk Law School, which is actually the law school where I'm an adjunct professor. I teach generative AI and the delivery of legal services, along with Diane O'Leary and a whole bunch of other amazing people at Suffolk. And so they're in Boston. They're right across the street from Boston's Common. And it's a gorgeous building. The 5th floor, which is actually where we have like the appetizers and drinks before we go down to the dinner, has that view of the Commons from the 5th floor. And it's just really gorgeous. It's all set up like perfectly for being like a reception area. They even have a built-in bar, which I guess they intended from day one it to be like that. And it is, on paper, it's black tie. Some people like show up just in formal attire. It doesn't have to be a tuxedo if you're a guy, but wearing a gown, tuxedo, like, it just brings the whole vibe up. And it's going to be October 25th, which is a Sunday, the day before the Clio Cloud Conference starts. So if you're going to the Clio Cloud Conference, you should definitely come to the awards, because it's a great way to kick off the whole week. And it starts at 6 p.m. It goes till 10 p.m. We're going to have a bit of an after party at the end. And so we start off with the drinks and appetizers, and then we go down to the awards. And it's just a fun
I
time.
was at, I think it was 2023. I was at that one, and it's a great time. It's a lot of fun, and it's good to support friends, or a lot of us only see each other online most of the time. So sometimes it's good to actually get together and shake some hands and congratulate some people for the work that they're doing.
If you want to be in the room with a lot of people that are like really into what they do, they're talking, having conversations about where AI is going, where the latest access to justice project that they're working on, as well as being in around amazing executives at major companies like, Clio or ARAG, Legal Insurance, ADA, and PLI, Practicing Law Institute, is going to be there as well. These are really great movers and shakers. And so if you want to be in the room, you should
And
definitely
I
check
think
it out.
I'm gonna ask a question about sponsors in a minute, but go ahead, Hana.
I actually met Diane at the Association of Legal Writing Directors in Phoenix last year. She was so lovely, so nice. I figured I'd just put that out there. Now back to my question. How do you decide who gets honored?
So one thing before I answer that, Diane, by the way, I'm a big fan of hers too. She was so generous because she's the one who came up with the generative AI and delivery of legal
Cool.
services class, and invited me to teach the other semester of the same class. She's a great one, and I'm really happy to
Very cool.
be associated with her. But yeah, as for the judging, we do have a rubric, and the rubric is based on the mission, like Nick was talking about. And we do look at, is this something that's going to encourage a virtuous cycle of improvement? Is this something that is going to help people's lives? And so right now is actually the time that I'm divvying up all the nominations, the 235 nominations we got, and then sending them out to the judges. And we have, I think it's just over 30, about 31 or 32 judges this year. And then I just put it in their hands. We, the founders, me, Kat, and Patrick, we don't have any say in actually choosing any of the individual winners. It's all the judges that decide that, with one exception. For lifetime achievement, we do get to put in our 2 cents.
Which seems fair. That one, I've never judged on that one, but I would suspect that you guys should be able to. It is still your award show as founders. I feel like having the Lifetime Achievement be a part of, have you select some folks in Lifetime Achievement's a pretty good deal. Tell us again, let's see. So you said 235 individuals or companies who are potentially being honored. Is this one of the bigger years? Has it grown every year, Tom?
It's been pretty solid, just under 200 about 3 or 4 years ago, and then breaking 200 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
slowly increasing. It hasn't gone to the stratosphere or anything, but 235 is a pretty good showing for the nominations we've received this year. And yeah, it's going to be a big assignment for all the judges, and we usually give them 2 to 3 weeks to get it done so that we can let everyone know. And there's finalists, three in each category. And ultimately, of the 3 that are finalists in each category, we'll have a winner, a runner-up, and an honorable mention in all of the categories, except, of course, lifetime achievement, where there's only one winner.
Have you had to add categories throughout each year, or has it all been the same since the beginning?
That's a great question. And to be honest, from the way I described it, we didn't know what we were doing when we started. we didn't have any clue. I mean, I've seen other awards ceremonies. Obviously, we were influenced by the British Legal Technology Awards. But yeah, no, they've changed over the years. And actually, one category that we've had for the past 3 years, including this one, has been journalism. But practically speaking, there's only so many journalists, right? So yeah, so next year we may not have journalism just because there's
running out of journalists to give it to at this point, huh?
Yeah, we can only to Bob and Rogie and
Stephanie Wilkins. Yeah,
Stephanie Wilkins.
That too.
Yeah, but they're amazing journalists, and so it's just a matter of finding. Maybe it'll be a new category that makes sense. But yeah, we've definitely been learning on our feet.
Going back to the honorees, has there been a past honoree story that stuck with you throughout those years that you've been doing this?
Oh man,
It doesn't
there's
have to be me, Tom. It does. I want you to feel comfortable.
I remember, actually, it wasn't the year that you won, but it was like that 3 years ago that you mentioned where you were like, you were wearing this
Yeah.
Sopranos type of outfit. So that stuck in
The
my
the
mind.
black T-shirt with
There's,
the tuxedo. I just
Oh
couldn't
my
do the
gosh.
I couldn't do the button up. It
yeah,
was just too much.
yeah, just
Anybody who's really inspired you in the honorees or anything like that comes to mind. And if there's been if there's been too many or you can't remember one, that's okay. We don't need to include it, but I just thought maybe there was somebody that really touched you.
I think one that really stands out in my mind is the first year that we had Lifetime Achievement, which was in 2023. That went to Carolyn Elefant. And she has been at the heart of a lot of conversations, stories, and learnings about legal technology. And the way that she does it was not the way that you see things right now, like about AI, where it's kind of this oracle talking to you about what they know and how you're not doing it right. I know how to do it right. I'm the expert here. You learn from me. Never like that with her. It's always been authentic conversations and being there with you, being present with you, and understanding things from your perspective. And so she's just been real for a couple of decades teaching solos about how to do it right. And so to see her honored, that was a
She's
huge
been really
moment.
awesome for a long time. And I have loved, I don't practice, so I don't need her blog, but early days of being with experts.com, and I was like, I need to know what my users are doing and thinking and how to, and her blog is just filled with incredible information for technology and technology for lawyers. And so that's awesome. I'm glad she did get that honor. She certainly has earned it. We should honor
Yeah.
your sponsors who helps make this possible. I feel like that's a worthwhile thing to mention.
Yeah, definitely. We have amazing sponsors that year over year have been supportive of us and so grateful for their support and sponsorship. One of which you probably won't be surprised because
Yep.
their conference
Yep.
is the next day is Clio. Clio and Jack Newton have been just there from the beginning. Um, Actually, even before then, from me moving to Canada 13 years ago, Joshua Lennon founded a group with me in Vancouver that was
I
Vancouver
remember.
Legal Hackers. And even back then, yeah, and even back then, Jack came to our meetings to talk about his experience building Clio. And so he's been a stalwart supporter from the beginning. And then we also have RIG Legal Insurance that's been there for a very long time. I've been working with them personally for many years, and they're great supporters of access to justice. We have ADM that has been very supportive of us over the years. And in addition, we have a new sponsor this year, which is Practicing Law Institute. Sharon Crane's the president there. They're based out in New York City, and they have great continuing education that they provide. Yeah, there's a couple that are like in the works right now
Can't
that
name
I
yet.
can't,
Okay.
but
I wish maybe we'll go back later or hopefully we'll be able to include them next year or something like that.
but there is one other that I can name is that Rachel McGarry
Oh,
at
good.
Cloud 9 to 5 has been, she volunteered last year to help out, and she is volunteering again to help out this year in organizing. And so I'm very grateful to her for her help. So Cloud 9 to 5, 8 a.m., PLI, RIG Legal Insurance, and Clio have been really
Very
wonderful.
great. Very good. I love to hear it. Cleo's been great with us too. We just had Jonathan Watson on last week, their CTO, and so I'm glad to show off those who make this possible because it really is a good industry evening.
So, with the nomination process, what does that look like exactly? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that because what we're typically used to with awards and with award nominations is you have enough, no knock against them because I know there's plenty of costs involved in pulling something like this off. But there are some awards where you have to pay to submit your nomination. and then you don't know if anything's going to happen. There's not great communication or what have you. The way it works with us, though, you can nominate someone else, you can nominate yourself. There's no fee at all to submit nominations. We don't charge anything for that. We don't put any gate there because we want to hear from everyone. And then we talked about the judging process. Then we let everyone know that's a finalist. I really try to get that at least a month to a month and a half before the date so that people have enough time to come. So that is one thing that we do really ask of people that become finalists, is that they attend. Because from experience, the first couple of years that we had it in person, there were some people that actually won that didn't come. And it's just, it doesn't feel like an award ceremony if the people that win are not there, because you want to feel that energy and celebrate with them. And so we ask everyone, as part of the terms and rules that they agree to please attend if you're a finalist. And for the most part, most people have been able to attend. And it's only been when something's come up that's extremely, important, they can't avoid, or there's a financial reason that they haven't been able to, but we've been very fortunate for people to attend.
Yeah, that's great. I think no cost for it, and self-nominations or nominating people that you care about, I think that opens it up to actually, it's not the pay-to-play system, which a lot of us don't have good feelings about that system anyway. Let's talk about we'll wrap up here pretty quick. Let's talk about your bigger vision. What would you like to see the awards be in 5 years?
I guess part of the nature of what we've been doing is that there is a clear call to action in trying to put forward and spotlight do-gooders in essence, regardless of what category that they're working in. So I don't necessarily see us going to the big time of some gigantic ceremony or something, although we are known as the Oscars of legal tech, which is nice, or Law Prom. Others have called it Law Prom. Yeah. So I think we'll just keep on keeping on and have other people that are dedicated to the cause to be part of the family. One thing that's interesting is with new players coming into the fold, as we've seen from everyone from, Anthropic to OpenAI to Microsoft and Google, there may be like a larger group, a bigger tent. And that would be nice too, because this is the way that we get to meet each other, be very human in fostering those relationships and getting to know each other.
I kind of want to switch gears a little bit. What's your main way of getting the word out there about the American Legal Technology Awards?
Every way to Sunday. Just whatever opportunities come up. I'm so grateful to you both for helping to get the word out. But every year it's different. One thing that I could rely on is that over the years, it's built a list of emails, right? That these people are genuinely interested and want to learn more and hear about what's going on. And thankfully, when I reach out to them every year and I tell them, hey, it's time for nominations. Hey, get some tickets if you want, that they don't unsubscribe, right? You always have that worry, but they see value in what we do and they want to know. So the email list and everyone there, thank you so much. Partly through my Substack, I get the word out there too. And over the years, we've had some media partners that have been helpful, like Richard Tromans across the pond, an artificial lawyer, and Bob Ambrogi, and also others have helped.
Yeah, Hana asks this question because she is our marketing guru. So she's wanting to know what is most successful for an event like this.
It's always right. That's the number one.
Always the list. I think that's a good place to wrap up, except for, where do people buy tickets, Tom? How do they show up?
Thank you for asking that. So if any of this is interested in you in the slide, please go to American Legal Technology, AmericanLegalTechnology.com. And there's a big button on there to buy tickets. Right now, we actually have an early bird discount of $100 off. So typically, like, the retail is $250 for a ticket, $100 off, it's $150. It's automatically applied. So anyone right now, you can get that early bird discount, and it's well worth it.
Right. And it's happening at Suffolk on October 25th of 2026. So we're just about a little over 3 months out.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that needs to
I
fall
have
into
some
place.
judging
I'm
to
working
do
on it.
between now and then. I'm looking forward to it. Anything we didn't cover, Tom, that
Yep.
needs to be covered?
No, just how grateful we are to all the sponsors, all the judges, all of the nominees, everyone that shows up at the awards. It's going to be a great time, and then we'll get to
There you
celebrate
go.
finally.
Yeah, you guys
together.
have done. I want to give you and Kat and Patrick a lot of credit here. You guys have done. You've done really great work, and it's been really a fun thing for our little sector, our little industry here. So it's really great to see people get honored, especially sometimes a lot of us are chronically online, but we get to see some people who are working behind the scenes more, right? And that's great.
Yeah.
If I could make one suggestion, it won't happen this year, but maybe for next year, I'd like to see like an up and comer category. Or new to the field or something like that, a new kind of the new lawyers kind of thing, that's something like that where we're recognizing people who are young and standing out in this space. Again, this takes me back to why Hana's involved with this podcast is I just think we need some new blood. So I don't know. I think that could be a kind of cool thing too. I'm not saying I'm not going to hold you to this, Tom, but it's just a suggestion.
I kind of like
like
the
a
idea
newbie
of the
award.
Oh, I
newbie award.
love that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That's a good name.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be young necessarily. It could just be the newbie, right? So anyway, that was a thought I had worth sharing. Everybody who's listening, the American Legal Technology Awards, go to americanlegaltechnology.com. You can find Tom on LinkedIn and at LawDroid. How do they contact you if they need to, Tom?
So that's really easy. Tom at LawDroid.com. Happy to field any questions and
wonderful.
Hope you could come.
Thank you again, Tom, for meeting with us and putting this out.
It was great meeting you, Tom.
Yeah, it's great to meet you too. And thank you, Nick. Thank you, Hana.
Thank you, Tom.
I really appreciate it.